our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. 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 If we care enough.
Astro. Yeah. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know. Winter's here. My dog will probably do it for a Louis belt. That's just all he know. He don't know nothing else. I tried to show him. Yeah. I tried to show him. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame, he in sicko mode.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out boys, that's Nike boys hopping our coops. Way too big when we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 24-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in, Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, think my jeweler really selling fruits. And they joking, man, know the crackers wish it was a news.
Sunset.
Surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weak. Surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weak.
Way too formal, y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made off records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into Bonnaroo. Told her hop in, you coming too. In the 305, treat me like I'm Uncle Luke.
Welcome back into RSVP with Jill Munroe, Hour 3. You are locked in here with me on KBLA Talk 1580. Andy, I got a question for you about Travis Scott cuts. Does he always do his biggest hits have the change beat in their structure? Because I like it, but it just kind of, it made me think, is that his signature? Is there one producer that Travis always works with? Because I never thought about it or paid attention, but I do notice the beat change on most of his songs.
You know what? I don't even know. I really don't. That's the
that
only
was
song
random.
that's the only song that I know where he switched up the beat. Honestly.
I feel like there's some. What about what's the other one where it's not? I'll think of it. It seems like the ones that I remember consciously paying attention to, I feel like that's a element that comes in there, but I could be wrong. Like I said, though, you're locked into Hour 3 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. And wrapping up our Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams conversation, I mentioned that Dave Chappelle said hurt people, but I'm a hurt person that has never hurt people. Which, as pointed out, there are some members of certain communities that would disagree with that statement. But what Dave did say is that he feels like Cat hurts people all the time. And he was like, bleep this one, bleep that one, bleep this one. But never did Cat say anything about what he did wrong. And so he's like, what'd you do wrong, Cat? And, you know, I feel like it wasn't time for that in this conversation because Cat, as Andy pointed out, and we talked about this, was addressing things that were addressed in reference to him on Club Shay Shay. And I think why that gets overlooked sometimes is, one, people are only seeing the clips. You know, how many of these people, and maybe they have now, but in general, how many of these people actually sat down to watch the entire 2 hours and 45 minutes or whatever it was of the interview to know that there's a reason why Cat just went off deck? It wasn't like, you know, today I'm going to talk about this. He had a list, and he, like he said, he watched every episode of those other comedians and noted where his name came up. I can't be mad at that. I can't be. You know, you have a choice. You can, like I said, be Beyonce to the BS, or you can tackle it head on. And he's seeming to say, if they hadn't started with me, I wouldn't have started with them. So we'll see where it goes. I don't know really where it can, because here's the other thing. I don't think anyone's careers are hurt from this. I think it's just what it is. It's conversation. It was some truthing. People are still going to think the people that they thought were funny are funny. The ones that were off of those people, you know, it's just another reason for them to be off of them. But I don't think that it moves that fact.
This is why, okay, maybe not the Club Shay Shay table idea, but at least maybe, I don't know, Cedric the Entertainer needs to come out with a special something, a tour, a show, something to address. Okay, maybe not address it, but just have a show, because people are going to purchase tickets with the anticipation of, oh, I think Cedric probably going to win. Something. I'm just saying, that's why I'm like, this is actually great for comedians and comedy as a whole, because people want to tap in. They want to hear if there's going to be some sort of response. Remember when Chris Rock got slapped?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he took forever. I'm pretty sure everybody was tapped in when he dropped that Netflix special, even though it took about a year.
Yeah.
But even a year after the situation,
people still want to know. I mean, I think that they are definitely going to address some, you know, we've already seen bits and pieces of it. So I definitely think that we'll see more in things that we come out. But I don't think that they want to give Cat any more country than they already have, because, you know, they might be a little scared. Because Cat is not playing any games with them. Listen, when we come forward on the other side, we're going to talk Jennifer Hudson and Common. We're going to get into Candace Owens' comments. And, of course, we're going to talk about this prenup with Jeannie Mae and Jeezy. Buyer's remorse, girl. I don't know if you can really use that as a legitimate excuse. But we're going to talk about it. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Got me a damn girl on my team.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe we have the best tag team in morning radio. Dominique DePrima and Tavis Smiley, as the first black woman in Los Angeles to anchor a morning drive talk radio show. Dominique covers local politics like a blanket. Weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., Dominique passes the baton to Tavis Smiley, who talks to everybody about everything every day until 12 noon. KBLA's dynamic duo, Dominique and Tavis. It's no wonder the LA Civil Rights Department is honoring Dominique DePrima this year at its Tell Our Story honoring black journalist leaders and storytellers event, Thursday, February 8th. Or that the John M. Langston Bar Association of Los Angeles is honoring Tavis Smiley at its 47th Annual Installation and Scholarship Awards Gala with its Community Impact Award on February 10th. We couldn't be more proud of Dominique and Tavis, who make black history every day, not just in February. If you're missing Dominique and Tavis weekday mornings on KBLA Talk 1580, you're missing out. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Holla, yeah.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So before we get into Jeannie and these other things, we have a call. But before we get into the call, really quickly, I just want to share. Kanye has put his new album drop back on the menu. February 9th, allegedly, he and Ty Dolla $ign, Vultures. And we know that he has been, I guess, getting us ready for the new release by posting a lot of photos of he and his wife. And we've seen a lot of paparazzi photos. Her outside in Vegas with no shoes on, a tiny triangle bikini top, and a little bitty skirt. But then he posted a photo of her over the weekend in the kitchen, in front of the stove, in a G-string bathing suit type thing with her cakes out. And she had on boots, by the way. Why you have on boots inside the kitchen but no shoes when you're outside in the nasty casinos? I don't understand. And she had on what looked to be a latex sex mask, but this is the side. Do you guys think? Now, we know we've heard about Kanye having a porn addiction, allegedly an adult film addiction, but I really feel like that is something that needs to be thought about when you're looking at how he's styling his wife, because it really makes no sense. But that's aside. I just think he's going someplace really crazy and downright kind of almost sick with it. But anyway, he showed off his cream of wheat. That was what his caption was. Well, Tyrese came back and, showed off his boo thing, who is all black woman. They're in the Bahamas, I think, on vacation. And she had on her thong bathing suit on the beach. And he said, all wheat, no cream, baby. Listen, Kanye don't want that. He wants something else right now. So let Kanye do Kanye. But I am concerned about the number of these masks and just how he's presenting his wife. Kanye just gets on some stuff, and there's always some type of message. There's always some type of hook. So we're waiting for it to come down. All right, we have JW on the line from South Central LA. JW, what's going on?
Yeah, Andy made a valid point, and that was an excellent suggestion that they should all get together on old boys whatever you call it, cow power, whatever you call that show.
Podcast
But
Club
anyway,
Shay Shay. Yeah.
podcast, and let you know I'm not technical savvy. But anyway, the point is, yeah, they should all get together because, see, that's really thought-provoking right there. And that will draw more attention. And even Cat Williams alluded to it when he had told the old boy, he said, man, your show's going to blow up after this, because I believe Cat was being genuinely, brutally honest, sincere, and all the above. And he was being truthful, and he was just exposing how Hollywood work and the nature of the business as well. I can remember as far as, I'm 67, I can remember as far back as Flip Wilson, Red Fox, and all the above, George
I
Collins,
love Geraldine.
That poor and the devil made me do it, and here comes the judge, all that. But the point is, back then and prior to that, they all had like general skits that they all used to do, which was kind of similar, like slapstick comedy, and they will borrow from each other, and everything wasn't malicious or to do it in an intentional, wrong, bad way, and that was just the nature of the business back then. But anyway, some people do want to critique things or enhance it or improve it or put their own,
spin on
style
it.
To it, right? Spin or style or finesse it, But yeah, back to the Illuminati and all that, and Hollywood and the cliques, the comedy, the cliques that they have, and which is not including everybody, but exclusion. And I think he raised some valid points, even though he alluded to a lot of things. And here's one main thing that caught my attention that I did not know about Cat Williams. And Tavis had brought that one of his shows when he interviewed Cat, which was Cat Williams was friends to Prince, as well as Tavis, and other people as well as Cornel West. And we know he's a profound philosopher, etc., with degrees, intelligent. That's the point I'm trying to make. And they are all critical thinkers. And when Cat said he read X amount of books, it's plausible to me. I don't know for a fact, so it's plausible. So I believed it because I find him as a very insightful and smart and intelligent cat. And when he says he does his own comedy and take time to, fabricate it and put it together, and that was impressive to me because he's unique in that manner. You follow my point? Mm-hmm. And so he kept on alluding to that and repeating that point over and over again compared to other comics. That's why he's phenomenal and able to continue and sustain his talent. And that makes him an artist. And I'm going to leave it at that. And Andy raised a good valid point, and I bet you that's going to take place in the future because that will bring a lot of revenue and attention and exposure.
Thank you for calling in, JW. I appreciate it. I do not think it's going to happen because I genuinely think that some of these people don't like each other. And so where's the incentive for them to get together? I could go on my own comedy tour and answer the question right there. I don't need to be buddied up with you. Why? Why we need to give Shannon more money? How much money did Shannon make off that interview? These are all the questions I bet these gentlemen are asking.
And I'm sure Cat got a cut for sure too. But
you think so? Because he was unpaid for the interview. You think he swung back around, or you think Shannon's people are like, here's a bonus? They should have.
They should.
They should
Shannon's
have.
People should cut Cat a check.
Now, how much? I don't know.
I mean, they can go ahead and, negotiate that. But I think the comedians need to go ahead and tap into what Timbaland and Swiss Beats was able to do for the music industry, which was verses. And I think that's a platform.
Is that just like playing the dozens, though? Like
maybe
a roast?
Maybe not necessarily a roast or a dozens, but just whatever it is. If you could bring those individuals together. I understand they don't like each other.
Too big to do it.
But sometimes that green paper can change some things.
It can change a lot. But the question is, there's so many bosses that are wrapped up in this, grouping. There will be questions as to whose production company gets to handle what, whose terms, who's the headliner, things like that.
Club Shay Shay, come in here, organize that.
But why are they giving that to Club Shay Shay? They all have their own outlets that I'm sure they would like to benefit.
Now it sounds like boxing. All these promoters over here.
Exactly, and
that's what I'm saying. Get somebody who's not even in that circle. You know what I'm saying? And just I'm telling you, it's a moneymaker. Look at what happened with Gucci Mane and Jeezy.
Yeah.
One of the most historical verses of all time. That could also be a platform where they could create peace, for that matter. And I think that'll be great for the culture, right? We have a disagreement, but we could also sit here
down
together
and talk about it.
and talk about the issues that we have, air it out, iron out all the wrinkles, and move forward and be good and still get bread.
I think that's
Come on
what
now.
Dion, Dave, and D-Ray were trying to do the other night, but you're not going to get nobody to get a word in edgewise, and too many egos in the room. But we will still continue to have the conversation because it's not going anyplace, not anytime soon. Urban Spinster in the chat, because she's thinking ahead of when we get on this Common topic, she said, I would think that Common would be more private at this point. No, because what's the point? That's part of it. To be the showcase, the showstoppers. Fahima says, if Cedric did steal Kat's joke, it would be foolish for him to do a special about the conflict, particularly after Kat has provided receipts already. Maybe. I don't even know if at this point it's really even about like the joke or things. I think it is more about the spirit of and taking and the clicks and those type of things. I think that the specific examples were his proof, his lineup in contradiction to what he felt were misnomers, should we say, about him that were put out there. But I don't know, it'll be interesting. Urban Spinster says, now I can see the porn addiction goes way back. He was thumbing through he, meaning Kanye, Blacktail magazine on his early documentary before he was signed to Rockefeller. Back when he liked Blacktail, that is. Funny, funny, funny. So, yeah. Yay is a trip. I noticed also on his Instagram, it says Kanye West, even though he legally changed his name to Ye. I'm telling you, there is some type of finagling that has to do with that legally as far as ownership and things of that nature. I don't know what it is, but there is something to that. You don't go through all the trouble and spend the money and all of those things to change your name just to revert back.
Because we still know him as Kanye West, regardless.
Of course, but Kanye is also very serious and thorough when he gets his mind on an idea, a branding habit, or whatever. Like, those titanium jaws that he has in there. I really hope that that's fake. It's not permanent. I really hope that he's just trolling with the thing because, dog, why? I remember, and this has been about 20 years ago, when I first met Kanye West when I was working at Nike. He came to one of our events, and this is when grills were just starting to get popular. And he was walking around at the event and and he just kept like making this grr face. And I was like, what is he doing? And I realized, oh, he wants everybody to see his grill. So, I mean, I think that there's still some of that Kanye to him at this point where a lot of this stuff simply has to do with our favorite drug that we discuss, attention. And, Kanye likes a lot of it. And could we see a resurgence of the Yeezy Adidas deal? I'm thinking down the line, we're going to see something. The man is talking about making a 40-minute apology video. He didn't do that when he said slavery was a choice. So there's got to be some big bucks involved for that 40-minute video that I would not like to hear. All right. Before we get into Jeannie, let's talk Jennifer Hudson and Common. Now, we know they've been together for a while. They've been spotted out and about. They did their soft official launch over the weekend. They went to a Lakers game and sat courtside together. And there was the big tease that, Common was going to be on Jennifer's show today. Let's be clear, though. He's not on there just to soft launch he and his boo. He does have a new book out. And Then We Rise, a guide to loving and taking care of yourself. So he has a product to push. But let's hear a little bit about, what he had to say when Jennifer asked him if he had a woman in his life.
Now we got to get down to business, Mr. Common. I'm a host. And so I have to ask you this question, because everybody always want to know this. Are you dating anyone?
So, yes, and I'm in a relationship that is with one of the most beautiful people I ever met in life. And she's smart, she loves God, she has something real down to earth about her. She's talented, but I set my standard kind of high because she had to have an EGOT. She had to win an Oscar on her first movie. I set my standard high. She had to get her own talk show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So listen, first and foremost, we were just having the conversation about whether or not awards help. Jennifer Hudson winning that Academy Award most certainly catapulted her into some spaces and places. She would not have been in that Sex and the City movie had that have not happened. I stand by that. Second, as far as Common, let me ask you guys, because I don't know. And people, fall in love, fall out of love, rebuild new relationships. But when you hear a man gush like, or a woman gush like this over an individual over and over again, and every one time, she's special. She the one. She's so smart, loving, and kind. Do you just see like, yeah, okay, move around? Does it still mean as much, Andy?
At this point, no. I mean, look, I agree with him. I think he does love her, but we'll see 6 months down the line.
Because, listen, comment Taraji, Regina Hall, like Erykah Badu, Tiffany Haddish, a lot of black women in Hollywood. And we know it's not a great deal of them, but Common has been, the Gen Xers, he's been there. Now he's moved on to the millennials.
You know how you be talking about men like a referral?
Yes, they do.
I guess women like a referral, too.
Listen,
He must
Common
be slanging
is definitely
that thing.
a referral of some sort. He's attractive, single. His child is older. Let's see it. Let's try it out and see what happens. On the other side, we're going to get into why Jeannie Mae says that her prenup, it shouldn't count. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Astro. Yeah. Hey. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school,
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
More when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Maryland Governor Wes Moore's 2025 budget proposal he unveiled last week includes funding for renovations to Harbor Place and for demolition of vacant housing in Baltimore. Another Baltimore initiative included in his budget blueprint is money for a Department of Juvenile Services program that launched last year in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Moore, who is black, says the $63.1 billion spending plan focuses on 4 priorities, including making Maryland safer, more affordable, and more competitive, while ensuring Maryland is the state that serves. Attorneys for one of the former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyree Nichols wants a change of venue for his client's trial. Demetrius Haley's defense says the case has been covered by the media extensively in the area, so getting a fair trial will be difficult. Tyree Nichols, who was black, died several days after a violent confrontation with Memphis police officers in January of 2023. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Shop the closeout event now at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Valid 1/4/24 to 1/24/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
We're not just a thermometer recording and broadcasting popular opinion. We aim to be a thermostat, transforming the conversation about climate justice in our community. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Thea Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Thea Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Thea Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right. Yeah. N.E. keep it hot for ya.
Now let me set it off in the right way. You got a banging booty in a tight waist. I've been a fan since I met you in the lobby, and hopefully you end up over my place.
I can't believe I never saw you coming over until you put your pretty hand up on my shoulder. I wanna touch, I wanna kiss, I wanna hold you. Yeah, I really wanna get you hot tonight. Come on. So tell me what I gotta do to get the hook up in the future. Baby, you choose the night, whatever you like, and I'ma pick you up on time.
And it's cool if you don't want to, but you be a fool if you don't want to. Because I guarantee that if you with me, you're gonna be feeling how you're supposed to be.
Girl, give me your number, give it to me. Forget it, here go my number. Here you go. Forget it, you don't need my number. No, you don't. Cause we're gonna get hot tonight. Oh, girl, give me your number, give it to me. Forget it, here go my number. Here you go. Forget it, you don't need my number. No, you don't. Cause we're gonna get hot tonight. That's right. And if you say you don't like it my way, we can do it your way. Any way is okay. And if you say you don't like it my way, we can do it your way. Any way is okay. Any way you like it, babe. Tell me what I gotta do to get the hook up in the future.
Okay, I'm ready to reveal my celebrity crush. You inspired it, Andy. Since 10 years old. Ralph Tresvant. That doesn't really count, though, because, like, you know, that's, like, why? Because, like, that is, you know, that's my childhood crush. Like, I'm not serious about it, right? Like, although a few years back, when Ralph followed me on social media, I was really, really excited for like 10 minutes. I was thinking 10-year-old me would be super proud right now. So geeked up. But yeah.
So let's say Ralph Tresvant was to call RSVP with Jill Munroe right now and be like, you know what? I heard you talk about me. And you know what? Quite frankly, behind the scenes, I've been tapped in. I've been watching. I've been listening. What's going on? I heard that you want a man of sensitivity. I'm here for you.
We could be friends.
What it do? Oh, just see? You see what I'm saying? Just shooting him down.
I'm not shooting him down.
Yes, you is. Talking about we can be friends.
We can be friends. We can be friends. There, you know, there's a whole bunch of other reasons in my mind that go along with that. But that would be, you know, a celebrity crush.
But like, you know, you kind of mentioned it earlier. You don't know if your celebrity crush is in a situation or whatever the case may be. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who are still crushing on like a Beyonce.
I mean, here's the thing.
You know?
They absolutely are. But the difference between maybe somebody that is out there and me saying it is I could cross paths with these people, I feel like. And so in that sense, you know, I would never want anyone, and I think most of the women understand, especially if their significant other is a heartthrob, but I would never want anything to be misconstrued because women are crazy, men are crazy too. But I'm just saying, people get sensitive about their mates, and sometimes in this industry, the reality is I could say something and see them tomorrow.
Okay. And I know you said that the common theme with these were men, but The Game, for example, or Yo Gotti, for example, when they yelled out Angela Simmons.
They're men, yeah.
I understand that, but they could have been in situations. I'm sure that they are in the same industry. They could have rubbed shoulders with these individuals.
But the reflection on a man doing a man thing, being in pursuit, is a little different than, look at that girl out there being loose. She just trying to spread her stardust a little bit of everywhere.
I'm going to say this. A mature man, a mature individual is going to be like, now that's a woman who knows what she wants. I'm not going to look at you like you loose just because you're saying what it is that you want. We grown now.
Right. We
are.
Grown.
Here's
the thing. It sounds good, but just, you know, you would be surprised the way people, you probably wouldn't, but, you know, people are funny. Really. They really are. And stuff that is in, all in jest and all in fun. Sometimes people take it too far. They assume you mean something else when you're just like.
And you shouldn't let those individuals with a negative perspective deter you from your potential blessing.
My potential blessing does not involve me throwing out the bait. I told you that. We can set the table, but I am not serving it up.
All right.
You better come prepared to eat.
I give up.
Yeah. But listen, fair enough. So shout out to, my pre-pew blessed. Was that my first crush? No. But, it was the longest lasting one because New Edition was so impactful in my life. So shout out to them. The chat is still bustling. Urban Spencer says Kanye is bipolar, Delulu, and all of the things. She also says Common and J Hud went to the Usher concert too. She tried to play it like they just happened to be the same space. Ain't nobody listening to that. Oh, what I did want to do really quick before I get into Jeannie Mai. So I'm gonna run down a bit of Common's celebrity dating list. So he and Erykah Badu, 2000, 2002, right? He and Taraji P. Henson, around 2005. A little bit around there, between there, Fatima, who is a choreographer. She choreographed Aaliyah, Remember the Times, bunch of other stuff. 2007 to 2010. Let me slow down. Common and Serena Williams. A little bit after that, Common and Regina Hall, around 2015. 2017, Common and Angela Rye. And 2020 to 2021, Common and Tiffany Haddish. And now Common and Jennifer Hudson. And I believe I've left somebody in the mix.
And then after Jennifer Hudson would be Lori Harvey. And then after Lori Harvey would be Ebony K. Williams.
Interesting. I don't know. He already did the political thing with Angela Rye. So, he's about due for another singer, I think. I think that's what would be next on the line. I don't want to say that. Good luck to he and Jennifer. He actually said that he feels like he has, he said this on the Today Show today, that he feels like he has grown a lot and that the work that he has done on himself has allowed him to see that he is the marrying type. And, Jennifer might be the one. He said that he is capable of marrying someone and that, at some point in his life, he may want to do that. But he'll know when the right time is.
At some point. Common, we don't want to hear any more about your relationships, bruh. Hang out, date, do your thug thizzle. But all the extra stuff, I'm grown, I love this person, we don't want to hear that no more. At the end of the day, we want to see a ring on a finger. If this doesn't work out, knock on wood, I'd love for you and Jennifer Hudson to, rock out for the longest. But if it doesn't work out and you get into another relationship, we don't want to hear the same stuff.
We don't, because, he said about Angela Rye, she's a very special human. And again, they all are and could be, and he could very well feel that way. We are just tired of doing the same cartwheel and dog and pony show when it happens. But we love, and we love to see the cuteness. Now, we don't always love, or love don't always love us back, as demonstrated by what is happening with Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. When we come forward, we're going to let you know why Jeannie says her prenup, y'all should just throw that right on out. Shouldn't count. We'll get into all of the details on that on the other side. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? I'm Danelle Riley, FAMU alumni and creator of the HBCU Culture Shop. I am so proud of my new partnership with Black Beyond Measure and Target. They help me elevate community pride with my HBCU designs and continue to support Black creators and entrepreneurs with Target HBCU challenges, scholarship programs, and campus collaborations. Let's come together this homecoming season and beyond. Shop my brand and discover other Black-owned products at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Hey, LA, save water and put money in your pocket with rebates from LADWP. Start saving with free shower heads and faucet aerators. Then save with every flush when you upgrade to a water-efficient toilet and get a $250 rebate. You can also save on every load of laundry with a high-efficiency clothes washer and get a $500 rebate. That's right, LADWP customers can get $500 rebates on qualifying clothes washers. See all the ways to save at ladwp.com/save.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So listen, Jeannie Mae, she says that she wants the judge to hold off on enforcing her prenup with Jeezy. You know, Jeezy filed for divorce. I think it was back in September. Because she reportedly said she did not have the opportunity to thoroughly review the prenup before she signed it, right? Is that a valid reason to hold up a prenup? Like, that is your responsibility. You're supposed to read it and understand it before you put your signature on it. You, in theory, don't get to go back and say, like, wait a minute, I just signed it. But it sounds like she is leaning towards maybe she was under, we won't say duress, but that she was under a little bit of pressure to sign it quickly. She said that she only had 5 days before the wedding to sign it, and she is asking the judge to give her some time to negotiate some of the terms with Jeezy before making a final decision. She said that she believes that since the process was so fast, it raises significant concerns about the adequacy and thoroughness of the due diligence process. Again, isn't that up to you to raise those flags? Initially, you knew your wedding was in 5 days when you got it. You didn't say, hey, can I have an extra day? Hey, maybe we better move the wedding back from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I don't know. But these are things that you know. But of course, when we're all wrapped up in love, nobody's thinking about the end. And nobody in theory is getting married to get divorced. However, that's what the prenup is for. That's the whole thing. So that should it come to that point, hopefully you'll never have to utilize the document. But should it come to that point, there is something there. Listen, she also says that she believes Jeezy is hiding money and that she has significant reservations about his financial decisions. So the gloves are coming off. Um, are you just now having these reservations? I know that their relationship was really quick, right? Really, really quick. But girl, I don't know. This is gonna get really, really tricky, especially as people start bringing about past comments, like how Jeannie said that she would cheat chocolate, but something I can't remember what she said back in the day on what was their show with her, Tamar, Adrian Bylon, and Lonnie Love. The Real. That's what it was called, The Real. So we're gonna have to see what goes down with it. Girl, if you can get the judge to kind of hold off on the prenup, well, again, part of those details are what she and Jeezy negotiate in private. But I tell you what, that's some finagling. She said something about buying too quickly. Let this be a lesson to us all. Love is beautiful. Love is kind. You know it when you see it. But you also should be protective of yourself in case you are in that phase where you need some glasses so you don't really know what you're seeing. I don't know. Andy, do you think that what she is doing is fair? Do you think that this is coming because he filed first? Because it always comes down to he's hiding money.
There's a responsibility.
I'm sorry?
There's just a responsibility that you have as an individual to read certain documents, especially when we talk about marriage. I think she might be overreacting a little bit, but she has to hold herself accountable in that situation.
Do you think it's hurt people? Like, I know, well, not know. I don't know what their thing is, but if I can't break his heart, I can break his wallet.
I'm not a woman, so I really don't know, but I could probably see some of that going on potentially.
Listen,
as a way to be spiteful. Yeah.
Look, there are some men out here being very spiteful. I'm debating on. It's on the list, but I didn't know if I should talk about it tonight because I want to do a little bit more investigation. But I'll float this out there a little bit. By the way, this has nothing to do with Jeannie and Jeezy. This is just some relationship talk thing. But there is a rapper who I've never heard of, guess up and coming, one of those guys that jumps on Adam 22's podcast and what have you. I know the name is No Jumper. I'm saying it like that for a reason. Because I think that sometimes on the show, they, bring people on to have conversations that you're like, dog, really? Really? Just exactly, Andy. A little toxic, little, poking the bear intentionally. Well, again, I want to do a little bit more digging onto who this person is, but I'll give you guys the highlights, the shape of it. So, we'll get more into it this week. But this particular rapper, who I haven't heard of before, is saying that the ex-wife of a former NBA superstar was his sugar mama, and that she laced him down with all types of gifts and all of these things, and that she paid him $10,000 before her recent nuptials to break her off because she said she wanted the good stuff before she went and got married. My question is, why are you snitching? If he said she was buying him Audemars Piguet watches and, things of that nature and all of this cash flow. Why are you telling? He couldn't wait to get on a podcast and say, and guess who did this for me? Like, listen, you people sure know how to ruin a good thing. You know how to get in your own way. Unless you had already been discarded, so this is your get back. I bring it up just to say, everybody can be a little bitter on both parts, but you guys got to stop messing up your own bag. If you were getting the bag like that, getting to it, why are you telling on yourself? I truly don't understand. But, I'll give you more details if I can confirm some of them, because this just struck me like, what? Where are you coming from? A little salaciousness to it. Speaking of a question that we're going to get into this week, in addition, we have interviews coming later this week for the new Prime Video series, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It is a reimagining of the film that starred Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt back in the day. The movie actually that brought them together in their relationship. Well, this version is a TV series, and it stars Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, and it's different. So we're going to get into that. I have an interview with Maya and the showrunner, Francesca Sloan. That'll be coming on Thursday. We're also going to discuss a woman blew up her baby daddy's spot online, and so to get back revenge on her, he posted all the pictures before and after that he had been photoshopping of her over the years. And listen, how petty is that? We would be riding at dawn. Don't you dare. If I've been cultivating this whole image online and you've been in on it, now you're going to expose me. See, these new relationships are different. That's why you can't have no social media situation, because, I suppose she started it. I'm not sure what she blew him up for, but game, set, match. Because he did her dirty with those pictures. They're floating around on social media if you want to check them out. And we're also going to talk a little bit later this week about Tia Kemp. That is Rick Ross's baby's mom. Is she doing too much, or is she just being funny and commentating like everybody else that has access to their social media and the free world? When is it habitual boundary stepping? We're going to get into all of that and more. And last thing before I wrap up for the night, Keke Palmer has a message about relationships. She said, "I'm no guru on successful relationships, but I believe that love should honor individualism, even in partnerships. If I'm not good as an individual, how can I be good in a union? If love means compromising my passion, ambition, or dreams, then it's not the love for me, because if I lose myself, I will eventually lose you too, or worse, blame you." Amen to that. Listen, thank you for locking in. Make sure that you are back here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Pacific time, for more trending topics and headlines on RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. On the other side, the best of KBLA.
Are you a man who loves and cherishes and cares for me? Is that you? Is that